about 3 years ago, a couple of activists came together, Ellis Rose, myself, Martha Sullivan, Lori Saldana, and our Voices team, and we really started focusing on the fact that a lot of homeless people were getting these trolley tickets, and these trolley tickets were having devastating impacts. People were going to jail, people were ending up with thousands of dollars of fines, and they were not able to pay them. Obviously, they're homeless or they're living in poverty, and it was really becoming an issue. So we started by advocating in front of the MTS Board of Directors, asking questions. Prior to about 4 years ago, the MTS here in San Diego used to write about 3,000 to 4,000, maybe 6,000 tickets a year. And subsequent to a change in policy, they went to zero tolerance and added layers of MTS enforcement specifically to go after fare evasion, with the goal of reducing the fare evasion rate, which was roughly about 3.5% at that point in time. Fast forward to 3 years later, the fare evasion rate had not changed one iota, and MTS was writing on average between 30 and 35,000 tickets a year. Now, what the MTS board had been asking of the chief of security, who was then called the head of police, MTS police, was, what is the impact on this? And we were asking the same thing. What's the impact on the courts, the system, the cost, people going to jail? How many of these tickets are ending up in collections? The chief of police came back at that point and reported that that the administration was unable to deliver this data set. Well, thanks to Lisa Halverstadt, who doggedly followed this issue for the last 3 years, she dug in, and a day before the last MTS board meeting came out with this report that had stunning numbers. The reality was that a majority, well over 95% of these tickets were going unpaid, ending up in court with people receiving either warrants or worse, impact on their credit, and the tickets going to collections, and ultimately people trying to get off the streets back to work were ending up with negative marks on their credit that blocked them from their ability to get housing, or wage garnishment for a trolley ticket. A trolley ticket could escalate from not paying a $2.50 fine to a $150 fine, and then ultimately end up being $500 or $600. So the day before this last board meeting, to get that data set was incredibly powerful. A lot of forces came together at that point in time. We had multiple conversations with different political leaders indicating our dissatisfaction with the current system. As a result of that article and our presentations to the board that morning, we got that fine reduced to $25. And we also still have the 3-hour, and more importantly, now if you're riding the trolley and you weren't able to pay the fare for whatever reason, if you get off the trolley with the security, you can go to the trolley ticket machine and pay the ticket, and there'll never be a ticket written. So you can purchase the fare for $2.50, get back on the trolley, and go on your way without being held for up to an hour while somebody comes to write you a trolley ticket. There's still further steps to go forward, but this was a huge win on behalf of the Voices of Dignity, which is a cooperative effort between Think Dignity and Voices of Our City Choir, and all the advocates. Special shout out to Will Rodriguez Kennedy of the Democratic Party, who actually put into language a requirement that all candidates support the decriminalization of minor violations like MTS Fare violations. So hopefully moving forward, none of these will ever end up in court or jail penalties, and we'll be able to keep this as a civil administrative process as it should be. Huge win. Thank you to all of the Voices of Dignity advocates that have been a part of this and that have trudged the long road with us over 3 years.